our buck sweep, um, if you take a look of, under center, and I'll show this again from gun here in a few slides, but you we have them drawn up. And believe it or not, we're not a big playbook guy. We don't give the kids playbooks. We don't really. We have it all in huddle. We present stuff to them when we go away to camp, but we really teach it, quite honestly, as we teach it through their blocking rules. So we tell them to, get on, you follow that blocking rule, you get on the line, stay on the line, and good things happen. In fact, some of our best football plays are not blocked correctly or cleanly, or somebody came off, somebody else was on their line, they picked them up. Next thing you know, we're 30, 40 yards down the field. So we're a big believer in, we're not thinking, we're reacting, and we're getting going with that. So, like, under center, we're super traditional. Our Y is gap down backer. Strong tackle is gap down backer. We're pull kick with a strong guard. We're reach area away with our center. We're pull wall off, backside guard, pull check with our quick side tackle. Fullbacks filling in that backside A gap. We do flip flop our line, and I would like to just take a minute and talk about that. That's something that I never saw the value in that a number of years ago, and I just didn't see the value in it. So it was one of those things that we were going out to the clinic. We talked to some teams down south that were doing it, and we gave it a shot. Our frustration was, we had some guards that, in our game, you get that strong side, a point of attack guard's got to be heavy enough in the pants to get a good kick out, and to be able to do those things. But man, when he's the backside guard on buck, or we're trying to get him out on a jet or a quick pitch or something, it's might as well not even pull him because he's not getting there. So on that principle alone, we started to go into that, and we go ahead and flip. And what we're doing now is our strong side tackle is clearly our thumper. He's down blocking. He's big. He's thick. He's physical. Our strong side guards, clearly athletic. He's thick. He's physical. And he's somebody that can, move a body. Our center is kind of our correction, although center is incredibly important for us, depending on, we're a small school. We're under 200 kids in our school. We don't play in the smallest division. The kids have had some success, so they moved us up a division. We didn't petition to go back. We stay up there, when the kids are competing, and probably where we belong. So, but under 200 kids in the school, we're under 100 boys in the school. We got 38 to 42 of them playing football now. We were not too many years ago. We were down to 100 kids in the school, and we're pretty thin. But nonetheless, our center, depending on what we have, can be a correction there. Our quick side guard is quick. He's physical. He's quick. He's light, 170 pounds, 180 pounds, and he can get there. And he's a very intelligent kid that can think and process quickly. And our quick tackle does a lot, because we ask a lot of him getting super flat and getting down. That pull check, we put him in some really tough spots. And we also do a lot to the split inside. So that quick tackle is super athletic. Ideally, he's pretty long. He's a basketball type kid that, we let him know the benefits of playing the offensive line and get him down there and being physical for us. So we do flip flop our line, and those are the characteristics there. One of the things that when you're teaching and correcting with buck short, the kids that get it are just exceptional with it. And I got some clips in here where the kids, taking 2 steps, reading that it's going to be short, and we put our foot in the ground and go vertical. Just to clarify, what do I mean by buck short? Excuse me, our regular buck sweep We're blocking down out there. We don't see a ton of nine. I think it's drawn up here because it's a 50. I mean, people used to play, can get into a 53 against us, but we're not just under center anymore. And we can literally come out from being in a condensed double tight set, huddle 5.5 yards from the football, break it, and come out empty, come out in a trips or one of our open sets with a tight end wing, two receivers to the other side. Basically, our quarterback replaces fullback, halfbacks in the same spot. That fullback's now the number two receiver out there. If we're not making personnel changes, and they're not going to be successful wrong in some of those heavy run defenses. So, you snap the ball on first down, you're coming out and you're toggling back and forth from under center to open sets. I think that within itself is a beneficial thing. The other part of that is, you can't outcoach yourself or give them too much, and that can happen quickly, no doubt. But at the end of the day, that's why we go back to that offensive line. They're running that buck concept, that trap concept, that down concept, that belly concept. And it doesn't matter to them if, we're in a double tight and coming downhill at them, or if we're in an empty nest and we're running, buck sweep with our guy or trapping with them there, or anything in between. To them, buck is buck, and everything is what it is. So, yeah, that's and as far as the packages go, sure, when we're in some of those open sets and really getting into a screen game, whether you're bubble or sprinting out or doing some concepts or combinations out there, absolutely. We cycle different kids and different packages in because I feel like you have more options in those non-alignment, and they can't be masters of all of them, and we teach them different things from that perspective. Our buck short is really, we find, more than alignment, if we find a kid there that's just a damn stud and we're having a hard time, whether he's playing seven or head up, again, we really don't see too many nines. Our kids on the fly will adjust our kick out guard. We'll go ahead and kick that out. In our Y, depending on where that alignment is. If they're in a even front, he'll end up at backer, but we'll see some of that where we can call buck short from the sideline, and depending on the group of kids, and later in the year, almost all of them can, but beginning of the year, depending on the group of kids, we'll let them do that on their own, and they'll call that short, and it's essentially really it ends up being power. It's that same concept as power. But, if that kid by alignment's putting himself there, or he's just too big of a kid or too physical of a kid or too exceptional of an athlete, and we just can't get on him and stay on him, then we'll kick him out, and everything just stops, and that foot goes in the ground, and we get upfield a little quicker. We've had a lot of success with that, and especially with some of our kids. Now, please note, I'm not a guy that I don't show film where very rarely do we have a football play where everyone's doing something well, or correctly. They may be working hard and trying to do well, but it doesn't always work that way. So a lot of our stuff will show it differently. So we're running buck sweep, we're under center here. We're running it to our tight end wing. And, this happens. The game was decided there. I don't know if we're getting their best effort. We were pulled away there and got the ball right back. But that's just a generic buck sweep running right into we enjoy running that right into the boundary, to be honest with you. And that's blocked traditional there. We are here. I like this clip a lot, or a few clips from this this game that I have in here, because this is an exceptional football team that's very big, very physical, very deep, and there's so many finer points in there, you take a look at that, you know, and some of these plays aren't perfect by any means, but you take a look at that here. This ends up being, I believe it's like a 9 or 10 yard run here. And you take a look at, like, one of the first things, you take a look at the backside guard getting depth. I mean, the size of them up front was a real issue for us. In fact, you can see a tight end kind of get slapped backwards there. And our guard is, savvy enough to get some depth. We teach him to get a little depth, get his shoulders turned. A strong side tackle makes a, not a great attempt at a block. He comes off and shoulders turned, and everyone's moving downhill here. And, first down, and you're getting a 10-yard buck sweep against a football team that's pretty good. We'll get a couple of buck shorts, and we'll start to see how the kids are doing them differently here. But this is a blue right, so this is an open set for us here. This is a really sorry. We are actually in a we're blue, but you'll see. I'm hoping you can see the cursor here on the screen, but this is one of our core sets, and it's actually a little tweak to it. This is actually navy, not blue, very close and similar as the terminology is. Our blue, our H receiver is off and our X is on. Navy, H goes on, X is off. And again, that plays a lot too. We run a lot of buck sweep right back to the two receiver side there. Right now, we're running the buck sweep over here to our tight end wing with our halfback in the backfield. This was one of the last teams where we were pulling here, flip flopping. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but it's cold season. We're running traditional. This is not short. Like, our wing gets right down in here. Kids are pretty good football playing. And we're running buck sweep. We're talking about that today, and we're not. There's been times again where we're just not a good buck sweep team. That's not often, but sometimes that does happen to us. We're going to run our buck to the slot here. And for us, we're under center. I'm sorry, this is a twins look over here. And so our Z receivers here, and see if we can get that sealed down to the inside. Doesn't do a bad job there. Again, and a lot of that has to do with the fullback that's on the field right now. Both running backs are quality players. Our fullback is undersized and absolutely electric. In the playoff game the week before, he literally went off. And they're very, very committed to that tight end wing side, and they're committed to trap and committed to down right now. Just messing with formations, we got into this slot look and immediately saw a number advantage here. And we're just one block away there from popping one, but that's that value of we're a big believer in. We're not a script team where we're going to come out and script it all for you and figure out what it is. But the OC and I have worked together for an awful long time. I think we probably would be better than 80% if we were calling the game separately and compared notes afterwards. But and we flip flop back and forth during the game on calling or testing different things. But you can see the benefit of our thicker, heavier guard. 78, there's actually a freshman in a playoff game. 63 is a lighter kid. best pitcher on the baseball team, and he's playing our quick guard. We're doing a pretty good job. Again, not running buck short here. We felt like we were able to block it traditionally and kind of get our thing in 20s quick.